Hello and welcome everybody, I am your humble host, Gavin the Kitty, and today we are playing MegaManX. And I've got two guests with me. So, first up, let's go with you here.
Hello, I am TheDropBrothers. I am known for my videos on TikTok, and soon will be rising on YouTube.
And I've also got Casey with me, as always.
Hi everybody, it's me.
Hello Skylar, welcome to the chat. So I'm just gonna jump right in here and ask, how is everybody in the chat doing, and how are you guys doing?
A little tired, but I'll be okay.
Okay.
Kinda hungry.
Yeah, I feel it. I just kind of walked around the house and went, alright, who's joining me? So, for those curious, recently we went to a convention called Anthro Ohio, just by a local convention. I've got a lot of fun stories for those who saw me there. I went on stage in my fursuit as Presto the Bunny. You can see him at the bottom there of the stream. But, of course, yeah. I've got a lot of stories. I'm trying to still get my energy back, so... Stream would have happened yesterday if I had my energy, but I did not. But we're starting MegaManX, and I've got a lot of lore to cover, and this is going to be a very interesting stream. So, I guess I should first start with, what is your experience with MegaManX?
Actually, I used to have one of the Game Boy games, but I didn't really understand it because I didn't know how to get through it. Because when I got it, I was a kid, so I didn't really understand how to play it.
Was it an RPG?
Yeah.
That was Battle Network.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, I don't know how to play this.
Casey's gone over their experience with the classic games already, but I know they recently beat X, so they've got a little bit of a history with it.
I beat it twice.
Yes, you did. Going into that from this, my history with this game series is very deep. I have been playing this since I was a little kid, and for X here, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about, so...
We got a couple people in the chat.
Ooh, yeah, go ahead and read out the chat while I'm getting started here.
Jeru says, yo! And Wolfinator Gaming says hi. Hello, Wolfinator.
Hello, both of you. Alright, so as we're starting here, let's get into the differences between X and Classic. Well, for one, X has free will. So, lore-wise, he can basically do what he wants. But, starting out, we've got a jump, we've got a shoot, and we're basically back to Classic. I've got a charge shot that can be done intermittently, and also a massive shot to maximize my damage. And other than that, we're just here. The games are going to get a little darker. We are 100 years removed from Classic, so things have definitely grown.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm a little dumbfounded. You saw cars driving past you in the beginning, and then you moved further to find that the bridge is broken, and then...
Yeah, they just barely escaped the damage.
Okay.
Like, it's happening as you're going along the bridge here.
Okay, so I was gonna be like, how did they drive past?
This game is really good with thematic storytelling, where it's just all done with the gameplay itself. So like little elements in the background are all over the place. Hey, we got Status in here.
Hi, Status.
Hey, Stat, how you doing, bud?
Hello. Welcome.
Does anyone know why Dr. Light didn't give the other robots free will besides DLN-000?
He didn't give Proto Man free will. Proto Man's prime directive wasn't ever specified, so he just kind of made it up as he went along. X here actually does have the free will capacity to ponder what he is and what that means for society, and essentially he can philosophize without going through a human's brain. It's all done in his head. So
Alright, well, we got Sada saying howdy. Juru says, I think it might be because he didn't want them to become rebels like he did.
Well, no, there were laws in place, and also, it takes a lot to create free will, so... Just because Proto Man got close doesn't mean that it's the standard.
Status says, I am dying, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. My energy level is almost back up from after the panel, because after the panel I was basically, dead.
I feel...
You too?
But now I'm feeling great. How about you? How did you feel after the panel? Because I know that you were...
Oh, we're recovering. We are all recovering. Like, some of them are trying to speak, but, like, we're just...
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, Guzma's trying to say shit, but he's having trouble, so he's just kind of being silent right now.
Gotcha. Well, let me get to our new character here. This is Vile. He used to be a Maverick Hunter, until he eventually went Maverick and Rogue, and he absolutely hates X because their old commander, Sigma, ended up saying that he was basically going to be the future of Reploids, and Vile's pissed because he wanted to be the future of Reploid kind. So...
I was about to say, where did Vile go? He just, like, disappeared for, like, a good 5 seconds.
Off the screen, apparently. We could read this out, but I think it speaks volumes if I just let it go, because there is a voice-acted version of X1, and I don't want to set any unreal expectations. If you want to go ahead and continue catching up with chat, Casey.
Okay. Joru says, oh.
Oh.
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Well, yeah, no, I'm doing much better. I honestly, AO, this is probably the best year that I've ever been at AO. Like, honest to God, just the amount of people, and some of the people made me really, really blush. I am very proud to be in this fandom.
Foxino.
Oh, hey, Foxino. So this other character here is Zero. We'll learn more about him as the games go on, but for now, just know him and X are friends, and Zero's pretty cool.
Little baby poop up.
E. I was tempted to name that, but I think that fits better for the next game.
Oh my gosh, you know what? You're right. It does fit better for X2.
So what do you think so far, Sheeb?
This is interesting. I almost had a actual Mega Man game, but I found that the disc was stolen out of the case. So
Would you like one? I have lots. I can give you one, and you can just keep it. So the title here, we've got for the title we got Mavericks already. You know, rogue robots going through the streets. We've got Sigma, the ex-leader of the Maverick Hunters, now gone rogue and leading all of the Mavericks. And I said there'd be furries, and of course there are furries. We got Flame Mammoth, Boomer Kawanger, which is a certain type of beetle. We have Sting Chameleon, Spark Mandrill, Storm Eagle, Armored Armadillo, Launch Octopus, and our first stage here, which is Chill Penguin. So I'm just gonna jump right in. Hello, Cuddly Kong. Welcome. So, this game is really hard, too. Like, the difficulty on this game is rough. Doesn't stop it from being great, but it gets challenging.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-da. So, I covered this game once already with the whole retrospective overview, and this is kind of a companion piece to that video to give you more insight into each of the games. So for X1 here, there is a mobile phone Android version that I do not recommend. There's the Legacy Collection, which is what we're playing right now, the SNES original, a DOS port of that, and then a PSP remake that deserves to be ported, but it still hasn't. And that's about it in terms of number of ports of this game, but it is the most ported X game in the entire series. which is kind of sad because X1 here is, while it's really good, some people consider it the best. I don't. I think it's lacking in a few areas. But here's our first hint that we are well past classic. Dr. Light has died and uploaded an AI version of himself to a capsule and is willing to give X power-ups that he created in case the future were to ever need a hero. Because X was basically put into a capsule and then run diagnostics on himself for 100 years. Just basically ethics training and combat training and all that. All going on inside his head. So when he wakes up, he's got the mental capacity of a 15-year-old, but has the ethics and morals of somebody who is well beyond 200. So it's crazy. And this first ability here is going to follow us through the rest of the series. These are the dash boots. Now when I hit the circle button, we've got a dash. And when we shoot while dashing, we actually do double damage. So, we can just absolutely waste here.
I forgot that's a thing. I keep forgetting this thing every time I play X, because you see me, I stand still and start shooting.
It's only in 3 of the games, so I I do not blame you for forgetting.
Which ones did I play? I played X1, I believe. I completed 4 and then 5.
Did you? You didn't complete 5, but I think you tried 5.
No, I played 5. No, I'm talking about in just
You completed 4 and
terms
1.
of playing. 4 was really fun. It was just, I feel like Truman had a really hard time with that game.
Oh yeah, he did. He struggled every step of the way.
For context, Gav had me and Karmic sit down, and we started playing the entirety of X4 from start to finish as a race.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you could talk up whenever you want, by the way.
No, I know.
I just don't have... We're just kind of getting through the opening bit here. So this is Chill Penguin. His pattern is probably the easiest out of the entire game, but he can trip a lot of newcomers up because you forget that you can wall cling. You forget that you can just jump on one wall. You forget that you can dash out of the way because you just get that ability. And all of a sudden, all of this maneuverability just absolutely... It just changes the way you approach boss fights. And once you get the hang of it, it becomes second nature. And when you play other games in the series, you just go, wait, why don't I have this?
Going back to Mega Man 2 after playing this was a freaking nightmare.
Oh, I'm sure. It's been a number of years. I can flip between these games now without even thinking about it. So I've been training myself to do this stuff since forever. Believe it or not, so while I was at AO, I did a panel with Miss Sigma, which is kind of funny. Sigma the Furry, not Sigma the villain. And they they dug through my old internet history and found where I was helping out with fan games and stuff, and I got to sit on stage and gush about this series for just a little bit before we moved on to other questions. Which was really interesting because I'm sure most people had no idea what I was going on about. Bad thing was the rave had started, so I was losing my consciousness as I was going on because I was just hearing boom from the right side of my the right side of the stage. Ugh. Okay. So now we have Chill Penguin's weapon, and I should probably show off the other buttons on the menu here because we can actually see where they're stationed at. And even the specifications of each robots, and these don't carry throughout the other games, sadly, but they do exist, and in fact there's a whole book of them that I have, actually, with even more information on each of these bosses.
It's a lizard. This is what she was based off of.
The chameleon?
Yeah, or will a gypsy now.
Ah, so Gypsy's based on a chameleon. Got it.
Well, the species is.
E. Another interesting thing that doesn't happen in any of the other... it happens in 3 of the X games, just like the dash shooting, is stages will change based on which bosses you beat. So generally, you'll end up having an easier time the more bosses you go through, because not only will you have bosses beaten, but the stage layouts will change ever so slightly, and even sometimes the gimmicks will just be knocked right out of the sky. And this is going to be the first time that we're going to see that, is our next stage after this. As you can see there, we just got a heart tank. That increases X's health. We're going to want to get all of those. There's 8 in each game, except for X8. X8 actually increases that number because because there's not one in each stage, and you have to get them in the shops. So. Oop. I don't know where my thoughts are right now. Anything going on?
Carson said that they were glad to see that you're doing better.
Yeah, before the convention, I was very anxiety-driven, and then most of that anxiety went away after like 2 days at the con. So I feel a lot better now, and hopefully I should be able to stave it off. But if anybody has any questions, my co-commentators, the chat, I'm down to answer, because X's lore gets really deep really quick, and it's a bit of a nightmare for newcomers if they're trying to learn the lore. Because they're like, wait, I thought Classic had free will. Nope, they were bound by instructions.
What was Classic's instructions? It was to help the humans?
Yes, that was his primary function, was to help humans. So while Proto Man didn't have one, it was Classic got help humans, Roll got also help humans, and then like the other robot masters ended up with stuff like waste disposal,
Dang,
ice research. Oh, are you playing along with me, I guess?
Yeah, I almost beat Vile. I was one hit away.
So here's our next upgrade. We have the helmet here. We can smash blocks with our head, and that's all that does. But along with the boots, we are basically now a head and foot destroying machine. You doing okay, Sheep?
Yeah.
No, go.
Yeah, you did seem a bit silent. I was starting to get a bit worried.
I know commentary doesn't come to everybody, so... I'm going to show off a little secret that not every YouTuber knows. So once you are on the Rogue Mare, which is this flying battleship here, instead of going through the boss doors, head past the thruster. You'll get a free weapon and health pickup there. Both of them being large, so... And that's even in the PSP remake, so... You end up with some really cool stuff there. So, this is the other boss. Storm Eagle is the other boss that I take on with just my Buster alone. I will have his weapon later on in the weakness order, but he is another good fight for newcomers. Not really so much on the PSP side of things. I actually... I remember picking him first on the PSP and then struggling. But once you have the dash boots, he becomes an absolute chump, because all he can do is push you around, and the dash boots help you glide past it. I should probably talk about the music a little bit here. All of the music is... This soundtrack is considered one of the best soundtracks in gaming, and I can really see why. The X series continues on where Classic left off, but with more guitars and drums and just more rock and roll, more heavy metal, which is nice because I like me some metal.
There is a bit of grunge in there, isn't there?
There is. You hear it a lot in X3, especially the SNES soundtrack, and 2 has some as well. X1 mostly sticks to just heavy metal. Either way, it's always a good time. We're now about 20 minutes in, so I guess I should do my one shill for the day. So if you guys are enjoying the content, drop a like, share the video with a friend, and subscribe, because I've got more content like this on the way. And next week I will have X2, 3, Extreme 1, and yeah, I should have at least 3 streams planned, because I want to catch up a little bit. Alright, and off we go to Spark Mandrill here. We're just rushing through this at this point.
Did you say rush?
Oh boy. So here's where the Rogue Mare crashed into the power plants. So they ceased function of all the electricity in the entire plant. So what this means is that there will be darker sections later on that don't brighten up quite as much, and then here we don't have to deal with the electricity running through these tubes that can damage X. But the darkness is going to start a little early, because, of course. But if you got your brightness on your TV up, you can actually see where you're going and what you're doing, which makes it nice. But on a CRT, you just see X dashing through.
Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it isn't fully black.
No. They actually darkened the screen. The programmers on the Mega Man series, when asked in an interview, has moving to new consoles made it easier for you? And most of the time they go, oh yeah, it's made it easier for us, but we still like to find crazy new ways to program stuff. Also, another thing is that this boss, since it can't get the electricity it needs, it just can't do that attack. But I should probably start showing off the special weapons, because we're going to be using these a lot. And this is Storm Eagle's weapon, one of the best. It's a multi-hit attack, it glides across the screen, you can follow it with a couple dashes. And just the fact that it does do so much damage makes it great for mini-bosses.
I struggle with this boss with so much.
Here's an interesting detail. Those guys will only skid out like that when it's dark. They're just terrible drivers at night, apparently. I don't exactly know what all of these bots are meant to do, but some of them are industrial-based, and others are just for combat. So, some of these guys are security bots for combat, some of these guys are just here to fix things. He's vibing to the music.
He's just dancing. He's just doing a little dance.
Do a little dance.
I do want to learn how to play Spark Mandrill's theme on guitar, though.
Let me do a little
that
dance.
and Armored Armadillo.
Alright. We're just breezing through here.
But I don't want to attack. I just want to dance.
How is the chat holding up? Anybody got any questions? Anything going on?
No, not for me.
Gotcha. Well, I'm sure they will soon. If they've got any questions about the con, I'm down to answer. I know that if you're under 18, then you're 12. Went off without a hitch, which was great, because I was really nervous about it. Strawberry's the president.
Leaf Efferson.
Leaf Erickson.
He's over here somewhere.
He's somewhere around here.
He's on the couch.
He's on the couch. He's on the couch. The strawberry's on the floor.
Yeah.
Wait, but Casey's in her room. How does she know?
Alright, so we've got Spark Mandrill here with one of the more fun patterns if you actually learn to fight him. Or you can just stand here and do this with his weakness. Yep, this is the entire fight. I like to do goofy things like this. One of my favorite little fun facts is you can actually kill him looking the wrong way, and he'll animate the improper direction from being hit. So I bounce it off. If I stood on the right side of him, hit it against the wall, his death animation would play to the right, not the left. So that's a little goofy. I have one more chance to show it off, but I've only gotten it to work 3 or 4 times, so. But Electric Spark here is another really good weapon. It's really powerful, but I don't use it a lot because I like to save it for bosses sometimes.
You know you're extremely funny when you fight Chill Penguin and forget you have a dash button.
See, told you. Happens. That is what goes on. But next week there will be more streams. I've got one other con I'm going to this week, and then I will be free for the better half of a month. But since we beat Chill Penguin here, we've actually got the lava here in the scrap heap is all frozen, which is great for us. Alright, here's one of the hardest pieces of equipment to get. Oh god! So once you break that that second block there, you officially can no longer get up there. That is changed in the PSP remake, where they removed the blocks and made it the dash boots for the sake of the difficulty. But we're gonna have to come back for that. I was so close. I should have just kept mashing. But I've been playing the X series since I was real young. I was, I think, 13 when I first played it. Maybe even a little bit younger, maybe like 11 or 12. Up to that point, I knew about the classic games, and then eventually I ended up getting a Super Nintendo that a kid claimed was his own and then stole, which was annoying because my mom just let him take it. $80 on a SNES. I later got another SNES, but I still had my copy of X because he didn't take it, so. But that was like the only Super Nintendo game I had for a while. And now I own just about every version of this game because I'm crazy like that and felt like, oh yeah, I'll just own each version. A good way to play this game is on the X Collection on PS2 and GameCube, or the X Legacy Collection, which is my honest-to-God way recommendation for most people, because it supports the series right now instead of, you know, leaving it out to high and dry like it was in the mid-2000s. But yeah, we have made it to Flame Mammoth. I don't get to show off my cool trick, but we'll come back and do it. Our health bar's starting to get up there, which is nice. We'll actually have more health than weapon by the end of it. By the end of the game, so. I'm not going to show off the Hadoken, because you can, because X likes to reference some of the other Capcom series. X1 and 2, it's Street Fighter. And then in X3, it's Ghosts and Goblins, actually. But there's a reason behind that. But
Chill Penguin is now dead.
That's nice.
After 3 tries.
He's been dead on my end for a while, actually.
Nice. Good for you. Nothing new in chat yet. I love how hyped everyone was for X on this, and then now that we're playing it, it's just no one's here.
I know, it's insane, right? That's what happened with Donkey Kong, originally. They were like, when you doing Donkey Kong? I showed up, I did Donkey Kong, and then nobody showed up for the first stream, and I was like, what the heck is going on?
It's ridiculous.
Like, it's happened a couple times now, where, like, people are like, when are you doing this? And then I do it, and they just don't show up. We're gonna go back in and attempt to, get that armor piece. Not because I need it, just because I want it. So, Sheeb, what's your thoughts on the music?
Very good.
Hey, good, Casey, don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're good. I'm just like, what's going on now?
She's
Oh, there we
humming
go.
Spark Mandrel's theme.
It's like, we're not even there yet.
It's a good song.
It is a good song. So is most of the music in this game. And so from this capsule, we end up getting a completely new weapon. Our buster changes, and now we have a next level of charge. And that hits for nearly every frame. So each one of the individual pips there is its own hitbox. So you can end up with like 6 or 7 hits in one charge shot. And the other thing that it allows you to do is if I go to my weapons, I can now charge them up and get different effects out of them. I didn't go all the way with that one. Even Shotgun Eyes here end up getting a sled. Another thing I haven't mentioned yet are the sub-tanks, but I'll get to those. We also have the escape unit, which is really nice. So that way then you don't have to replay the whole stage if you know you got everything. But you can't escape a stage that you haven't beaten, so... Alright. We're gonna get the heart piece in Chill Penguins, and then we're gonna move on to the next stage. So, now's a good time for just idle chit-chat, I suppose. So, Sheeb, any interesting stories from the convention?
Not from the convention. I had just random stories.
Go for it. Go for one of them, because I know that we have a few from just the car ride alone.
Oh, this was from TikTok. I remember we had a random. We don't know how old they were. We were just because I'm trying to get Stereo's TikTok to kick off, and so I got really good at video editing, and somebody commented on the video that stop trying to embarrass yourself, kid, just quit TikTok. And I was like,
That's funny, because you're older than me.
so that's why I said, dear, I'm 24, I don't know who you're talking to. And I even made them a video and everything, and then I got all my accounts on it, so that they try to scare them off. And even some of my friends came in on it, and they were just like, what are you gonna do if I don't? Block button.
Oh, boy. Hello, Sylvian Chan and Jareth. I can't read. Casey, you got this. I can't read.
Hello, Sylveon Chan and Jareth. Comfy Dirge streams, indeed. Jareth says you're good, Gav.
Thanks.
Do not worry.
It is a running gag that I can't read. I'll tell that story on stream sometime.
Both a running gag and true.
And true, yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get you that badly.
Speaking of the running gags here, well, first up, here's the only classic Mega Man enemy in the entire game. That is a baton. He has a higher likelihood of dropping an extra life. And it is the best way to grind lives, because he goes down in one hit. It's really cool to see him here, though. They later reused this exact, or something close to that sprite for Mega Man 7 on the SNES. So, there's that. Speaking of can't read, though, I think we should tell them about the emergency room chicken.
Oh, yeah, that was great. They were coming to get me, and we were driving down the road, and...
It's late, and...
I hear Gavin go, is that a Chinese Express? I'm gonna go get some, it sounds like some Chinese food, like, we're gonna get some Chinese food, and then I realize, and then I hear him say, that's not Chinese food, that's an emergency room. Whoops. And then he starts off with, yeah, I'm gonna get the compound chicken with some fried rice, and, sir, this is a hospital.
So now it's just
We have an ongoing joke that emergency rooms are Chinese food places.
It gets worse because I have the Nationwide Children's Hospital near me. so I have to pass it for most places where we go. So I know for a fact that going forward into my life, I'm just gonna hear, and now we're gonna stop and get some Chinese food as we drive past the Children's Hospital.
And then Casey being slightly disappointed because she loves Chinese food.
Sir, you're in a hospital. This
Sir,
is
this
a
is-
Chinese food place.
I think
So this is a Dairy Queen.
Calling back to security. I think we need a roller. I think this guy.
he's crazy.
I think he's crazy.
Get the straight jacket.
Get the straight jacket.
Oh no.
Oh boy, yeah. Casey, if you could read the chat real quick while I'm just busting through this entire stage. This is
Aye, aye, Captain.
This is my favorite music piece in this entire game, by the way.
Armored Armadillo stage, of
Yeah,
course.
I just love it.
Alright. Well, Sylvian Chan says, I call him Retro Baton. They also continue to say, I'm checking every single,
Hisuian.
Hisuian, sorry, I have not caught up on my Pokemon yet. Hisuian Pokemon at the moment. Frankly, I like the new Gudra and wish it was real.
Okay, then.
Andre says, hey!
Hello.
I love the Hisuian Zoroark.
I don't blame you.
I no thoughts, sorry. Head empty.
No thoughts, head empty.
Just bird.
Just.
So up here's where you can find Dr. Light if you have all the upgrades, and then come here and die off the cliff 3 times on your 4th attempt. You shall find Dr. Light there, and he will give you the Hadoken. It is a one-hit kill against almost every enemy in the game, including bosses. Is the Hadoken canon? Yes, but X doesn't actually ever get to learn it.
Oh, speaking of emergency room Chinese food.
Yeah.
Whenever we talk about that, reminds me of the one video where the guy's like, I think he needs a hospital.
No, he needs the Kung Pao chicken.
Oh! He needs some milk!
He needs some milk.
So we have de-armored Armored Armadillo because his metal was conducting all the electricity. It just kind of he had to zip out of it real quick.
I gave your brother some forbidden gum. What you mean by forbidden?
Oh boy.
Do you guys remember that?
I have not
Only
seen
but
that.
True chaos in this house.
And just like that, Armored Armadillo is down. Believe it or not, the little shots that he shoots out there are actually the Hadoken. So, my headcanon is that Armored Armadillo took the Hadoken upgrade. And that's just what he's been using the entire time, but he didn't master it because it wasn't meant for him. So, it just doesn't do as much damage.
Doesn't Dr. Light sport a gi in the PSP remake?
Yes, he does. A gi in the headband and everything. In fact, in X Dive, you can actually play as Dr. Light in the gi.
That's awesome.
So we got everything there. We're gonna just move on to Launch Octopus real quick. If you want to catch up on chat, because it looks like everybody's showing up now.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Sorry about that. Roasting the Kangaroo says sup. Tyler the Kangaroo says hello. Sylvian Chan is Hadoken canon. Oh wait, you already answered that. Seskull the Otter says what's up. Anubis fan says hi. Armadillo was easy anyway, says Sylvian. Blocks Pro says sup.
Alright.
Highlander says sup Gavin.
Hello, hello.
Sylvian Chan continues with this game's hard to beat without legs.
Without legs. I think they mean because you can't not get the leg upgrade in this version of the game. Because you always run into Dr. Light in that part of the level. So
That's fair.
So you always get the dash upgrade.
This is why I partially liked MHX, because I kind of enjoyed battle mode.
Oh yeah, Vile mode, the fact that you didn't need any, you could go through the entire game without getting any of the armor parts. Zero's Buster is different if you go for that, which we will be trying to go for that for the, when we do Maverick Hunter X at the end of this series of streams.
CJ the Snow Leopard says hello, and March the Leopard says sup. Bombi the Cheetah says hey.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. As everybody's getting in here, I'd like for everybody to please drop a like and subscribe if they haven't already. So I can't hit buttons, alright. I'm still slightly waking up here, so... I've got an excuse for my death, but that doesn't excuse the problem of the fact that I say I'm fairly good at this game. Another really good tactic is just to stand back behind here. If you have enough health, you can just completely cheese it. This is the way that I originally did all of these guys. I am not scared of having low health going through this level, so... Although I probably should be. X has a different idle animation if you're low on health. The gem on his head glows. This was later turned into a power-up for later games, where if you're low on health, you'll do more damage. I know that Battle Network has that, and so does a few of the classic games. And I believe...
a lot of people in chat.
Oh yeah, everybody's showing up now. I figured that was gonna happen. I gave out business cards at the con, so I'm sure we got a lot of new people.
Azul the Cheetah says bonjour.
Bonjour.
Sylvian Chan says, I'm a completionist. I never get the Z-Buster since my first time.
I'm planning on getting my the Z-Buster in Maverick Hunter X because you actually get something different for it. Different dialogue and everything. But you have to go even more of the game without getting that upgrade, which makes the game incredibly tough. So here's a little secret. In the background, these pillars, they are where the platforms are at. Oh, not a single health drop. Got it. Yeah, unlike Link, when we get a hard upgrade, we don't refill our HP. Which is kind of a shame. The main reason they did that was actually because most of the dev team really liked The Legend of Zelda. And by the time the PlayStation rolled around, they made Mega Man Legends, which was essentially Zelda. And in my opinion, it's my favorite Zelda game. Because it had the same team working on it as the Minish Cap and Oracle of Ages and Seasons. So... And just like that, it goes down.
We got February saying sup. Ronnie the Panther saying hello. Dimitri the Tiger saying hello. Juno the Lynx saying sup. April the Sabertooth Tiger saying hello. And Chandler Ocelot saying hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
Leon Chan said, I 100%ed every game except F7, which isn't worth it.
I have 100%ed X7, and in fact, doing 3 playthroughs of that has made me learn that the Japanese version is just better in multiple ways. But we will get there when we get there, because, yeah. I don't want to spoil all the changes, because I know a lot of people haven't played X7. I know a lot more people lump X7 and 8 together, but X8's actually really good, so... looks like Karmic's in chat.
Hello, Karmic.
If you wanna... We're probably gonna have a whole lot of questions, aren't we? Well, while we're waiting on me to beat the boss here, Sheep, you got any other stories that happened while we were out?
I got another funny TikTok story.
Go for it.
We were just live streaming, chatting like normal, and I think I think you guys have seen Puppet Boss.
I know most of my audience probably have. I have not, but I've seen bits and pieces.
We were just randomly chatting about random normal stuff in my live stream, like furry stuff, and then all of a sudden somebody pops in with the Blitzo icon and says, "The Great Pirate War!" and then leaves, and I was left confused. I didn't delete their message because it was absolutely hilarious, and I was just like, okay, yep. So every time we go live now, it's just a common random occurrence to just say the Great Pirate War. Just as something funny to say.
The Pirate War, everybody.
The Great Pirate War.
Well, you missed it. Back when we did Mega Man and Base, there was Pirate Man. That would have been a perfect time to do that.
The Great Pirate War.
Alright, so Rue the Rabbit's asking how it's going. They've been busy at home. It's been going pretty well for me. Casey, I'll let you pick the next one. Go through the next couple chat people because I've got Boomer Quanger stage, and this one requires a bit of focus.
Alright. Rip Octopardo. I wonder how Volt Kraken will react to it.
We'll find out next 5.
Voxino says,
I wanted to go into a little bit of a detail here. Octopardo is his name in Japanese, because animals have mildly different names in Japan. So when they translated X5, they didn't realize they were talking about Launch Octopus and just said Launch Octopardo, and it left a lot of people very confused in the early 2000s. You can continue now. That's it.
alright. Well, Foxino says the kitty's fame is getting bigger with each con, lol.
I suppose.
Seskull says I have been busy at work with a work schedule, and I'm getting more time checking on the kids, getting them to school.
Huh.
Alejandro the raccoon says sup.
Sup?
Sylvian says soon to be R.I.P. Okay Coanger, or Okay Coanger is what I said with Kraken, but with Beat Bud.
Beat Bood. Gravity Beat Bood. They're doing some deep cut jokes right now.
They're misfiring for me. I'm not getting these.
Gravity. So Boomer Kuwanger is like friends or brothers with Gravity Beetle, and it's those two types of beetles have been a long running like thing where they're often fought together in Japan when they do little beetle fights, because I don't know if you know about that, Sheep. So the whole thing about Pokemon was it started out as a sort of trying to recapture the idea of finding two bugs in the wild and then pitting them against each other. And it was often a stag beetle and a Coanger beetle that would be put up against each other. And they're often colored red and blue respectively. So, Boomer Coanger and Gravity Beetle are, like, really good friends. So, a lot of people draw them together. And even in 03, there is another two set of beetle brothers that you fight together, and they're red and blue respectively. And they even fight like Coanger and Gravity Beetle. So,
Alright.
Japanese, it's fun.
Wiley the hyena says hey. Casey the hyena says hello. Tristan the raccoon says sup. Zero the red panda says hello. Gary the dog says sup. And Victor the brown bat says hey.
Welcome
sup.
everybody.
Continuing on with what Sylvian.
Oh yeah, most of them came from Sammy's server, actually, believe it or not.
Continuing on with what Sylvian Chan says. Did you know that Storm Owl hates Chill Penguin?
Yes.
I did not know this.
I'm going to get into more of the later Lore X games when I can, but for now I'm keeping it simple, starting out small.
I think Sylveon Chan will get to it quicker than you will, which is what's kind of throwing me off, because they're
Oh.
making references to things I don't know of yet.
Oh yeah, they absolutely are.
I think I'm in
try to-
danger of spoilers.
Oh, you're in danger of spoilers at all times, but luckily most of the spoilers don't have any impact on the gameplay or the fun or your enjoyment of it. It's just like
Okay.
it's kind of like me pointing out that X4's city in the background is the same as Frostman stage.
YM the Bat says hello. Foxno is gonna be right back.
All right.
Vernon the Fruit Bat says hi, and Lapsington says hi. Or sup, excuse me.
Hello, Batos.
Welcome everybody.
Hello.
You know, it's really bewildering to see the password screen and not any like save icon next to it, because I've used the freaking Legacy Collection so much.
I think you're confused because there is a save icon.
There is?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying for the original on SNES.
Oh, right, because you've been... So you're confused about the press triangle to save.
No, I said it's just such a funny change that I'm not used to yet.
It's neither here nor there. The, So, in the anniversary the X collection for PS2, actually changes up the password screen, completely removes it, and you have to use a save screen. You get a whole new screen from it. They'll be seeing it when we do X3, because I am a shmup who wants to show off the PlayStation soundtrack. So... already up to 56 views, and I'm only halfway done with the game. Starting in the Sting Chameleon here, I love that little detail as you teleport in the leaves, go through the trees. Little hidden Mets. Add one to the list, Casey.
I don't want to make this list anymore.
Oh boy. Hey, you're the one who started it. I'm sure
That's fair.
So, since we beat Launch Octopus, there's actually water all over the place here. And that allowed, when any Mega Man gets in water, after the first game, they all have lighter armor, so they can just jump really, really high. So we can just dash jump over here and get an item. Oh, the things I show off with this game. There are rocks down here that'll come down. With the helmet, they're no big problem, but we're gonna take care of the root problem here, because we've already got a helmet that lets us crush blocks, dash boots, and an extra charge up for our buster. Let's take less damage, shall we? This guy right here guards the capsule. I believe he was sent on a mission to look for them. But, we don't really know a whole lot about him other than he looks kinda like Otto did from the classic series. As you were saying, Casey.
Verde the Bat says hello. Gavin the Batwolf says hello. Zachary the Bat Fox says hey. Caden the Bat Fox says hello. Sebastian the Batwolf says greetings.
Hello, everybody. If you could all drop some likes, that would be wonderful. Looks like Sylveon saying some stuff.
Yeah, Sylveon is doing more fact drops.
Well, please wait, because we will get to them. I guarantee you I will get to them. Says you don't need the water. Yeah, you don't, but I'd prefer to, or else it's really, really close. The Ruins Men won't be confused. Oh, they'll be fine. Alright. This guy always takes a little bit. The other way that you can beat him really fast, though, is by using Storm Eagle's weapon and just aiming it up high enough. Because if it hits the body, it actually will just dink off and pretend like it didn't hit. Because you can only hit the head. And here we go. This is the armor. This will be our final upgrade, I believe. If I'm counting right. And now we look like how we did on the box art. We have half damage now. And that guy hits like a truck too, so... And the rocks don't fall down here. Do we count these Ruins Men as like a Sniper Joe leg?
They give me Sniper Joe vibes.
They do, but... We also got little woodpeckers up here. They'll throw bugs at you that you won't see again until the end of the game. There's lots of little changes between this and the PSP version. I think this is our second time seeing a ride armor, and this time we're going through a swamp. Something not many people realize is that it's got like a purplish background back there. I knew it throws me for a loop every time I see it. Because the other time that we see a purplish background is in X6. So you might be hearing the little noise that happens every time I pick up some health when I'm already full on health. That is a sub-tank getting filled. What sub-tanks are essentially little energy canteens. Whenever you get extra health when you're full on it, it'll fill it up, and then you can use it when you're low on health. But it's not automatic, and you have to remember that you have it, because I remember when I first played this game, I completely forgot, because I hadn't been picking up E-tanks the whole time. I was just like, oh, so I don't have anything. Here's a fun fight.
One that's really annoying.
Sure. Yes, so annoying. Left and right.
It's annoying to me. I don't like this fight. Bah.
We're starting something today, aren't we?
This was the last time Casey and Gavin ever streamed together again.
I feel like we've made that joke like 16 times off camera.
But it's funny.
It is
funny.
It is funny.
You know where I got that from, right?
Yeah, I think I know where you got it from.
I got it from Top Gear.
Yeah. I've heard it in a few other places too. And now we've got Sting Chameleon's weapon, which has a really fun side effect, actually. And we got a little cutscene here with Zero. And go ahead and save it. I've beaten X1 a number of times, and this never gets old.
This is the midway scene, or have you already completed everything?
We just got every item in the game, so now we're just looking to go fight Sigma.
Oh, dang.
There's
I guess you could say I'm at the halfway mark.
Now the bigger question is, does that look like Sigma? If status is still...
Sigma will...
Okay. Somebody should...
I'll miss... Oh wait, I don't have Sigma.
If status is still around, just send them this screenshot and say, we're gonna go fight you. No context. They will not understand it, but... Oh boy. So there's a little Easter egg. You can actually start charging your Buster if you just start tapping the square button while you're teleporting in. Anyways, so here's how I like to do this. I will launch out a tornado at just the right height and just keep on running with it. Then once I get here, this is one of the most challenging parts for newcomers because they don't expect enemies to pop up. I'll use the rolling shield and go from platform to platform, and if these guys get even close to me, they will be destroyed. And I messed up. I don't know whether I'm getting tired or if I'm just not awake yet. It's one of the two. But it can't be that I'm getting tired, because I just woke up.
Isn't there a condition called, it's something where you sleep too much, but you feel like you never get enough rest?
I feel like you'd know that more than I would. Isn't it like
Really?
Isn't it like hypersomnia?
Hypersomnia, that's it. Why would I know? Am I a raccoon to you? Just nocturnal little bean?
No, I was just pointing to Sheeb.
Oh. Oops.
It's pointing at the Vex.
I have
Couldn't tell.
insomnia,
I died to
but
spikes.
I think I might also have hypersomnia. I know exactly what you're talking about, because we sleep and we sleep and we sleep and we not sleep. Lunaris hates it.
I'm sure. Why aren't you awake at the nighttime hours?
No, Lunaris couldn't care. He couldn't care less. He's just like, sleep.
I was about to say, wouldn't Lunaris technically be the night stalker, like the person that stays up at night?
I mean, he's the one that's been keeping us awake at night, but he doesn't really necessarily want us to stay awake at night. He's the one that wants us to sleep.
Telling you to go to bed, but in telling you, it keeps you awake.
All bad children must be found.
We're not playing that game anymore.
But it's funny.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't that what Lunaris is based on?
Yes. Lunaris is based on Moondrop, Solaris is based on Sundrop, Eclipso is based on Eclipse, and Lunis is based on Lunar.
So,
and I like beanbags. Shut up!
Oh boy. Right in the middle of the stream too.
What's going on?
No, nothing. Oh, nothing.
I heard I like beanbags.
Yep. All right. So here's another little cutscene to get back to the game. Zero decides he thinks he can take out Vile for us, and then gets captured.
Where'd all the sound go? Did I unplug my thing?
You shouldn't. It looks like it's good. There's just no music in this section.
Oh, okay.
Because it's supposed to be all dramatic. Your friend just got caught, and you still can't do any damage to him, to Vile. I'm going to try to fall over here, because I think it's really funny. So, this fight, believe it or not, is not based on how much damage you do to him, but how much damage he does to you. Because he doesn't want to kill you, he just wants to capture you. I mean, he wants to kill you, but... he picks you up, it takes you all the way over there. Zero busts out. And decides he's just gonna blow himself up. To get rid of the ride armor and make Vile nice and weak for everybody. But there's one thing that we didn't talk about in X's specs yet, is the gem on his helmet. It allows for something called the X Factor. When in distress, X will regain to full health and come back even stronger, for at least a moment. We actually see this in the OVA Day of Sigma, but beyond that, I'm not going to spoil that. I can't show the Day of Sigma, but if you have the X collection, The X Legacy Collection, you actually get an HD version of that short.
One that I actually wish was a fully animated OVA.
I mean, it is an OVA.
Well, I meant, you know what I mean?
You want it to be a full like 3-hour movie or something like that.
I mean, do you blame me?
No, absolutely not. It's really good.
I mean, the voice acting is even amazing. It's crisp. It's just, I really like Sigma's voice. Sigma's
Okay.
voice gave me freaking chills.
Before I got interrupted by Lunas, the Blood Moon is based off the Blood Twins, but they're in one body, so it's just Blood Moon. And then Kill Code is based off of Kill Code.
Gotcha. And here we have Zero. Here is where we would get the Buster upgrade if we didn't already get it.
Yeah, my first heart container.
No, my sound got messed up. I don't know if I did anything.
It's probably not you, it's probably just the wire.
There we go. It's the wire.
It's the wire. I have another one around here, I just don't know what I did with it. Oh boy. If his Buster can pierce armor. It's not that his Buster can pierce armor, it's the fact that Vile in the meantime has been upgrading his stuff too. You gotta remember, everybody's upgrading themselves in preparation for X showing up here. Vile figured X is so weak, he'll just fall.
Didn't he actually antagonize X for being weak even when they were partners?
Yes. Vile is a masochist, believe it or not. He will injure himself to injure everybody, and he doesn't care. He just wants to destroy.
Markiplier, I'm not a masochist.
Yeah, he's a masochist and a sadist. So here's Sting Chameleon's charged up version. We're just invisible.
Oh, that looks so beautiful on my side of things.
I'm sure it looks fantastic.
It's because it's not showing the frames where he's blinking, so he just looks like he's invincible like Mario.
Oh, it's great, right? And here's the first part of the refights. Boomer Kawanger again. Just gonna use Launch Octopus's homing torpedo. The one thing I didn't show off was the homing torpedo's charged up version. You get homing fish. It's pretty good, but I don't use it a lot because I figured the bosses have invincibility frames, so why would I need it? Since only one of them is going to hit. Because the other ones are so fast, they'll come right during the invincibility frames. So, Sheep, what do you think so far? Anything changed? Any thoughts? Not really. No thoughts. Head empty. Got it.
I was about to say it.
Head empty.
Head full. Just no thoughts on this.
Oh yeah, no thoughts. Head full, but everyone's silent.
Everyone's silent. Got it.
Tummy empty.
Tummy empty. All right. So here's our first of the fortress stages.
Oh god, I hate that boss.
You can use two weapons here. The rolling shield, which is usually a pretty good one, but I keep missing. Or shotgun ice, which is another great one, because... yeah. But he just follows the ropes. And then he's vulnerable when he gets down there and opens his eye up. It's a creepy spider, oh boy.
Creepy spider. He's a creep.
Casey, I couldn't hear you at first. I thought you said he's a crepe.
I did say that.
Oh, he's a crepe.
Crepes sound good right now.
Crepes
I'm sorry,
do
I
sound
am
good.
absolutely starving. I wanted to get something before stream, but I didn't want another situation, Gav, where I'm
Oh,
making food and like 10 minutes late.
Listen, that's why I went up there when I did, like an hour or two beforehand, and just was like, hey, you're joining me for stream, right? I figured you wanted to help me set up, get something to eat in your stomach. And you're like, no, wait. I'm like, all right.
That's fair. I am a procrastinator, so it's like, that's kind of typical of me.
Don't procrastinate on your health.
Oh, my health?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. It was just more or less the stream. Also, I wasn't thinking about food at the time because I wasn't really that hungry.
Now it
And
is
then my
the
body just,
now it's the only
now
thing
my-
on your mind.
yeah, my body just hates me. I swear it does. It's just like, you're not hungry. Yes, you are. Like, is it both?
All right. But
No, all I had was popcorn and chewy bars, so I gotta fail you.
we'll make some food afterwards. We're nearing the end. I'm sure it shouldn't take too awfully long to beat the next 3 stages.
The Sigma stages have really good music.
They do. I think this is the weakest track in the game, though.
Which one? The second one?
Yeah.
I just got my first sub tank.
Oh boy. Now we get to fight Chill Penguin again. This time I got the weakness, so I can show off that. Burn the penguin.
Burn the penguin.
That's the one thing I don't like about this weakness for him, is because the flamethrower, the charge up, since you have to hold down the shoot button, that means that you're constantly using ammo. So you don't get that many shots of the fully charged version of the weapon, because charging up and holding down the button are the same thing. So you're always going to be using weapon. Unlike with every other weapon. I don't think anything else in the entire series does that, so it is the one mistake with this weapon. I understand why they did it that way, but that's something else I didn't really show off, was that if you're not in a ride armor, the game checks that, and the enemy will be out of a ride armor until it sees you. So you can actually have a chance to destroy it and steal the ride armor. Sadly, it can't go up the ladders. That'd be a really funny image, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
It would.
Just a big, bulky, punchy thing on a really tiny ladder.
You just see him accidentally rip off a handle. Oops. Guess I won't be using this.
Kind of Zangief moment.
That is a Zangief moment.
Storm Eagle here, his weakness is Sting Chameleon's weapon. It does some damage, but we're going to want to save as much of that as I can for the boss. So, get good at the swooping patterns, I suppose.
It's swoopy.
Luckily, we've got a really big charge shot, so... He just wanted to get my head, knock my head off my shoulders. Gosh. Luckily, you can hit him while he's in his swooping animation. It's not an invincibility frame for him. So, if you want to get some extra shots off, that's a good time to do it. Especially since you're dashing around and can be doing double the damage. I think I'm gonna come in here and take a death on the boss. I have enough extra lives, so... It's a wall!
Beware of the wall.
Oh,
Black. Defend me.
No, I'm chuckling. Oh, boy.
Defend me.
Alright, so this is a boss that shows up multiple times in the series. He's not too difficult, but you want to take care of the nose here last, and then the eyes first. They change color, and that changes what they do. The PSP game changes the way the damage values work here, so what ends up happening when you take care of the eyes is the walls come in on each other. But they don't undo for the other eye phase, so if you take care of the nose, they just stay in that hallway position, where we're in a really thin room with death spikes in the middle. Just like in classic, spikes are instant death, so be careful. We're gonna try and get some more health for sub-tanks, but of course I don't get any. And here's where the rest of the refights are gonna happen. Now, I don't know if there was an extra stage or something that they wanted to have in between things, but it would have spaced out these guys a little bit better. I know the PSP game spaces things out in a different order, even changes the way the first stage goes. Just a little bit. Luckily, from this moment onward, we really don't have to worry about weapon energy at all. So we can just go for that. I made sure to not practice before this game, actually, believe it or not. I didn't do really any. I'm just going off muscle memory at the moment. Got Sting Chameleon again. Fun fact, if you run the PSP emulator on the PS3 with Maverick Hunter X, Sting Chameleon's invisibility trick doesn't animate properly, and you just get a weird glitchy blob in the shape of Sting Chameleon whenever he goes invisible. That can still happen on lower spec computers running PSP emulator. So, fun facts. Ooh. Nearing the end though, so thank God. Wonder how the chat's holding up.
I'm gonna check right now. Sylvan Chan is still just info dropping.
Ah, okay. Multiple.
Seems that they're the only one in chat, to be honest.
We got 3 people watching, so we're good. We're good. We just got some people lurking, being cool. I know I'll definitely have more energy by the time we do X2 and 3 and stuff. I think everybody's is still a bit tired from the con and waking up. Making fun of a mandrill. One of the big questions I got while I was at the con was, have I streamed Super Mario Odyssey? To answer that question, no, but I will. Eventually. When I get around to it. That's a long one. Longer games intimidate me, to be perfectly honest. Especially when I'm doing them for a stream, because I don't feel like I can do them back to back to back, or else I'll get burnt out. So, a neat trick about Boomer Quanger's weapons is any trunks or tentacles, you could just rip them off of the bosses. So now that whirlpool attack that he did beforehand, he can't do it now. Got an arm.
Wow, how unfortunate for him.
Well, that attack also, if you get caught into it, it heals him, so that stops him from being able to heal himself. You can use Chameleon's weapon to get that extra life up there, or you can also use Boomer Quangers to zip them up through the floor. I'm not going to do either. Dark MegaManX 85 asks how we're doing, and Empathetic Apathy says, I joined to see the water level. I think this is a nightmare. This is not the water level. This is actually nearing the end of the game, believe it or not. But I'm doing alright. I've just got my friends with me today.
Hello.
He ain't got no nose.
Oh no,
he pig. What a weird looking pig.
I love how you and I went for the same exact thing. We were just like,
pig. Pig. Just look at any elephant, just go pig. 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 Pig.
Just walks up to an elephant. You're a pig now. Walks away.
No context.
You're a pig, you're a pig, you're a pig now.
You're a squid, you're a pig, you're a squid, you're a pig. And now we have a character. This is called D-Rex. I think it's shortened for Dino Rex. The only thing that's vulnerable on him is the head. But this guy really is no big deal. Just kind of stand in the middle of him and dash around the room. Get killed, you know. How it goes.
I mean, this boss is tough.
He can't, he just hits hard. You avoid a few of his hits and then he goes down no problem.
Mm-hmm. As if Casey can do that.
You could do it.
You did it before, Casey, what do you mean?
But yeah, this game has a lot of opportunities to just mess around with weapons and see what works for you. which is really nice. I like the amount of choice and freedom that you have here. You get to pick which stage you want to do first. You get to pick which one you get to do after that. You get to pick whether you or not you want to go for secrets or not.
I think that's what makes the Mega Man series great as a whole.
The level of choice and options.
And I love how in some games that choice and options
not
can
being
actually
surprised.
affect what happens in the game.
All the dinosaurs are dead. We just have
You are
Well,
dead.
no,
Not being
Argent's still
surprised.
alive.
Oh yeah, Argent's still alive. Not all the dinos. Not all dino. Hashtag not all dinos.
Not yet.
Just looks at... I want somebody to pick up a bag of dino nuggies and just go, not all dinos. So this spot here has a really nice, interesting bit to it. So this is the final part of the stage. Just put on the shield, come up here, the little wormy dudes will come out, and they'll just give you everything you need to fill up before the final fight.
I'm just so happy that X is auto-equipped with the energy balancer.
Yeah, I should have probably gone into that. The energy balancer allows for you to, anytime you pick up weapon energy and you're already on a full weapon, it'll fill up the next lowest. So, makes things nice and easy. Empathetic Apathy says the sound effects in the game give me flashbacks to A Link to the Past. Well, I mean, it is on the Super Nintendo, so.
What's A Link to the Past?
Confusion.
Hey, you got an extra life.
But will I need it?
No, but I will. Can I have it?
If I could trade, sure. I got another one.
Watch you just finish this game with like 12 extra lives, because if I remember correctly, you had 6 last you checked, so that would be 7 and 8. 9.
Or
Maybe
max.
I should just stop talking before it just gives you extra lives.
Sylveon says they like to start the fight with charged homing torpedo. Well, you'll see how I do this. I do things a little bit more interestingly. I do a safe strategy, because Sigma here... The final bosses in all of the X games are generally some of the hardest fights in the entire series. X is known for its difficulty. If you thought NES Mega Man was hard, you haven't played it. Then you haven't played X. Alright. We're almost there. Not even making the sound that I picked up extra lives anymore. We're at 9 extra lives. So I like to start out this fight with Shotgun Ice. Sigma doesn't even think you're worth the time at first. Just let you fight its dog. This is, I believe, Vanguarder. They're like a slower, less high-reaching version of Sigma. You can still wall jump and bounce off walls. Oh yeah, there we go. And he could shoot out ice balls and flame-throwing attacks.
I just realized something.
Velgirder, yes, thank you. What's up? What'd you realize?
So Sigma has this dog companion, but X doesn't.
Yeah.
Never gets one. That's kind of sad.
Well, believe it or not, there is actually a figure out there that has a X on a ride bike that transforms into a dog that looks kind of like Rush, if Rush was like heavy metal.
Is that the one with the eye placement?
I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
The one with where the eyes are painted weird?
No.
Okay.
No. It's a model figure.
Oh, I see.
I'm gonna use one of my tanks real quick because I'm not on a good pattern at the moment. I don't know how I messed it up. But this is all I do for this part of the fight. How is the chat holding up? Case.
To be fair, X doesn't need a dog. That's fair.
That is fair. I mean, Volnut has a monkey.
Monkey.
God, why has everybody been quoting that recently? Alright.
It's funny.
And here is the
That...
here is the final fight here. All we gotta do is get on the hands, avoid the lightning, and then use the rolling shield to hit Sigma in the head. I'll wait. Alright, now we'll heal. And this is why I go for all of that, because it's actually incredibly challenging. And if you die here, you have to redo the other two fights.
You're a wall now.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about how this is one of the most visually impressive fights in the entire X series? Well,
It's not.
Not X series.
It's really not. Compared to Classic, yeah, visually, it's cool. But there are much more visually impressive final fights in the series.
Okay, where would you rank this one if you were to put it on a scale?
Near the middle.
Really?
I have to redo that, by the way. I need concentration for that final fight.
Sorry.
It's that fight right there is stupidly difficult because everything just deals so much damage. Here's the thing about all of the difficulty in this series. They wanted to find. They had already made 6 on the NES, up to 3 on the Game Boy. And we're starting work on this. Most people didn't want to get stuck with the Mega Man series because it was the most arduous in terms of difficulty as far as designing went. And when it came time to design X, they needed something new. They needed some new hit feature that would make it feel and play faster and different. And one of the first early things that they did was they couldn't come up with anything, and they were staying late into the evening at the office. And eventually, one of the devs just kicked the wall and wrote down, "That's it! When the players get frustrated, they can kick the wall in the game." And that's how they came up with the wall kick here. Which is interesting. We are now up to 70 views. Thank you guys so much so far.
Yeah.
I'm just still grinding here for a little bit.
I don't blame you. Do you remember how many times I died to Sigma?
Quite a few.
Oh, we spent like what, an hour I spent an hour trying to defeat Sigma, or like 40 minutes.
Give or take.
This is just giving me major vibes when it came to defeating Garamoth back to back, playing Get Dracula for the Famicom and the Game Boy for stream.
Oh boy. Yeah. No, I fought harder fights. It's just I'm a little bit rusty at the moment.
You're good. You probably should have practiced just a bit.
Should have.
Hardest Sigma fight? No.
X3. Hands down.
Even I know this isn't difficult.
This is difficult. X3 is hard.
No, that's what I meant. It's not the most difficult, but
Algarter is just not letting up on me today. Usually
he's punishing you for not practicing.
Usually he sits in the corner and is fine. Jumps at me every now and again. Tries to stay away from me. This time he's right on top of me.
He's tired of you constantly beating him.
Well, if all things fail, I do have Rookie Hunter mode in my back pocket, just in case. I mean, they did see me do every single one of the classic games. They know I can do this.
You know what's the one thing I really hate about Sigma? He takes so long to go up, but takes no time at all to go back down.
It's all about when you fall. It's based on you. It's based on how you play. I'll do that for some weapon energy, and then we'll try one more time. You guys doing alright over there? Alright. Just tired, or?
No, I think we're tired and hungry.
Gotcha. Well, to help speed this up, then, I will go ahead and turn on Rookie Hunter mode. And this is the moment where chat... Yeah. Chat's going, Sigma's a Jedi, lol.
Sigma's a Jedi.
I want to make a sprite of Sigma and just... of Sigma the Wolf, and put Sigma on Sigma's face on Sigma.
Oh my gosh, like that one account on Twitter that just puts Sigma's face on everything.
You should probably say what that Twitter account is, because it's just wonderful.
Give me a second. I don't remember who it is. I think it's Sigma.
It's Sigma posting. And from there it spawned into Eggman posting and Wily posting.
Oh my gosh, there's a whole Reddit to this.
Yep. There we go. Now Valgirder is doing... See, this is the pattern I wanted originally! Where he shoots a whole bunch instead of, like, tackles me. See, and now I get a good fight. There he goes, used the sword. Everybody happy? He used the blade.
Zero, giant mechanoid, is invading the city, is heavily armed and carrying chemicals. Zero X, is he safe?
Yep, that sounds about right. It is a huge thing in the fandom that X and Zero are just gay lovers. but Zero is so in the closet that he doesn't care, and X doesn't know what sex is, so it's just hilarious from start to finish. So that has been a running gag that's been going on for a while. Okay. What is this now? Attempt number 3? Rookie Hunter mode is great for newcomers because it lets people give it a go before they have the struggles. I shouldn't be having the struggles. I am. For those who are curious, I did end up, one of the panels that we ended up doing is up on Sigma the Wolf's YouTube channel. They're going to be on the collaboration page on my channel whenever I get a bid.
Sigma posting has really good content.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw Snoopy and Woodstock, but it's Sigma.
And that's the game.
No, it's
So,
He has been decapitated.
So, Casey, what do you think of this game for some final thoughts here?
I always loved it. It is a great game. I feel like I kind of feel ashamed that I never played this first. But like, you know, then again, it is just an amazing game. A good starter off to the series, putting everything in place. And then this is my favorite thing, the credits.
Gotcha. I'll do my thoughts last. What did you think?
It was pretty good from what I saw, and it was very fast, obviously a speed run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to speedrun it, but
It was a speed run though.
yeah.
It was a speed run. You literally started blazing through Chill Penguin's stage without an issue.
Well, like, I didn't struggle till the final boss, so...
Either way, you finished it in like about an hour 30.
Hour and a half, so...
Yeah.
Sylveon's a 6 out of 10 just for the lack of boots at the start. Yeah, no, I like this game. I think it's really good. Probably not a great starter for a newcomer just because of the difficulty, but it is, lore-wise, it's a great way to start people out with understanding the series and knowing where it goes. It's got a really good tone. The designs here are just wonderful. If you're a furry and anxious because everything you've seen up to this point looks like humans, it's a great way to be like, look, no, there are animals here. Because the X series only does animals. But yeah. But if you want a good way to experience this game without going overboard with difficulty, Legacy Collection with the Rookie Hunter mode, or Maverick Hunter X on the PSP. But here we see all the enemies and mini-bosses in each of the levels. honestly, looking at this, you can actually get a good feel for how many enemies you should generally put in a level. You can learn a lot of really cool game design techniques from just playing through these games. So, a good teaching tool for sure. A great SNES game with a good soundtrack. Plenty of remixes out there on the YouTubes. I wish this track was remixed a bit more, because it's really good. But yeah. I'm going to enjoy showing off more of the series next week, but for this week, this is the one stream I have planned. I'm going to be out again come Thursday morning. But I hope the audience enjoyed it. I'm just going to let the credits roll. Sheeb, if you'd like to plug your TikTok, go for it.
I have like 3. It's at TheDropBrothers, at My Heart's the Stereo, and my newest one at It's Your Boy Guzma. You can find me on TikTok, and I do some hilarious videos, and feel free to say hey.
Also, to top it off, you also make fursuits.
Oh yeah. I am a fursuit maker.
And they do some great things. They did Carmic's hand paws and tail, the big poofy one, and they are wonderful. They also helped out with Presto's hair yesterday evening, and gave me some wonderful tips.
Yeah.
So they're
And
also
we're going to be both working on Blue during ColossalCon while we're not doing anything, so hopefully Blue's debut will be at ColossalCon.
Hopefully. It'll be interesting to say the least. I still have to get my tickets for ColossalCon, believe it or not.
I do too. I've been waiting because I figured we'd get them together. I know you can buy them at the door.
Yeah. We'll see about trying to do them online, just because,
Yeah, we could just get them together online.
Get them together, get the hotel and everything, because, believe it or not, for me, ColossalCon was like, they mentioned it to me, I got prepared for it, put it on my schedule for this year, and then went wedding, Anthro, Ohio, and completely forgot what was in between.
Yeah. So we gotta go get motel, ColossalCon, and then we gotta get all the stuff. We're gonna go pick up Blue stuff to make her, and yeah.
Yeah. Sylveon Chan says this game is a Marvel movie. I feel it. Speaking of movies, actually they are going to be making a Mega Man movie, and one of the proposed ideas was doing X. I don't know if that.
Cry.
I don't know if that's the one they're going to do, but it's going to be on Netflix from what I hear.
When that happens.
Well, they've already got the writing, the script's already done. They just have to like get the shooting dates and casting and stuff. I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the coming year or so. But there is one little secret Easter egg here at the end. You know that Sigma male mindset thing? I want that face to be this.
Oh, the... wait.
Yeah, the real...
Are you talking about the Giga Chad, or...
Not the Giga Chad, but like the...
Oh, wait. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to look for it.
Regardless, this has been a really fun time. I know I haven't had a whole lot to really talk about this time, but we will have more going into X2, 3, the extreme games, and onward. But for now, this has been MegaManX. I'll be back with the Maui head. Great. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I have been your humble host, Gavin the Kitty. If you want to support the channel, feel free to subscribe, drop a like, share the videos with a friend. You can donate to the PayPal link on your screen or in the description below. You can also follow me on Twitter at GavinDragonYT. There will be stuff to click on once the video is done processing. But with all that being said, I have been your humble host. Good night, everybody.
Good night.